So, I did say that I would explain some things in this video if you follow me on Instagram, which you should, because that's where I just post most of what I make, whether it's for school or when I have some time for something personal. So, in terms of what this is just a painting for figures in motion for my painting class. I jumped right into a 200 level painting class. If you've ever been to college, basically all classes start at like a 100 level, entry level, let's say. I had my entry level class in a different school. However, it was in 2014 during Hurricane Sandy. Now, I live in New York, so the part of New York that flooded, New York City that flooded, was Lower Manhattan. Because, we have the Hudson River that separates the city from New Jersey. Well, my old school was right there. Right down the block. Not even down the block, like half a block away from the Hudson River. So, my school flooded. By the time we got back, we only had enough time to finish one painting. There was no critiques. There's not a lot of learning. I passed that class because I don't want to say I'm not terrible at painting. At the time, I didn't really know what I was doing, but I passed because I did a good painting. One painting. So now I'm jumping right into this oil paint. All I ever used in my life has been acrylics. That's what this is. So if it looks bad, just give me time. I'm learning as I go on. Secondly, where I've been mostly on Instagram. I actually deleted my Tumblr. If you follow me there, I deleted my Tumblr for several reasons. I stopped talking to people who were very toxic for me, and because of that toxicity and the fact that I knew for a little while that one of them was watching me and what I was doing on the site, I really just didn't feel safe anymore, so I just left. It's no big deal, it's just the internet. Another reason I'll get into in a little bit, it has to do with the treatment of artists on Tumblr, which is not great, but I'll get back to that in a little bit. On Instagram, I've just been doing things. They might look like they might take a long time, but really they're just doodles. I own an iPad Pro, which means I can be on my feet outside, and whenever I have a break, I can just draw if I've started something digitally. Right? Sorry, I had a burp. I can just start things digitally. And that's why I've been able to post there, but I haven't been opening commissions or this and that. I'm gonna say for now I had a Patreon. I opened it. It's been open for a few months. I think I've been making about $30 a month. And I honestly can't keep up with it because I go to school now, right? That's part one. I go to school now. I have a ton of work. I'm majoring in studio art and teaching middle schoolers and high schoolers. It's not hard, but it's very time consuming. I'm actually currently waiting to be placed in a school so I can observe some teachers on my days off from school. So I have a full schedule. Plus, I'm adding more to it, and next semester I plan to take at least 6 classes. I also have to start getting my driver's license the next few months. I've been more social. Ouch. If you're a friend of mine, or, if we talk, or again, if you follow me on Tumblr, you will know I suffer from depression. I've suffered from illnesses. They've kept me inside a lot. I've been outside a lot more, and I'm never giving that up. I've been so tired of being inside, feeling just locked in this hell that is inside. And I had family say, "Well, I thought you liked being on a computer." No, you didn't think that. You just never asked. It's fine. I used to have a Discord server, which I deleted. It was not active, and that's what happens. 2 non-active things, they get deleted. That's where I will end that. Let's give me one moment. Sorry, I was texting my boyfriend. I've been trying to have more of a social life. Oh yeah, I deleted Discord. You know, things like that. I've just been away, and it's not something I'm planning to ever really give up. Like I can feel it when I'm outside and I'm doing things. This is what I'm meant to be doing. I'm meant to be learning about how to teach kids. You know, I'm meant to be busy and active. And when I stay still, over the break, I fell into another depressive episode. And I was asking myself, like, why? Things have been going good. It's like it's being stationary that gets me, you know? It's being stationary, it's one moment. Oh shit. It's being stationary, it's having nothing to do that puts me right back in my funk. You know? Like, my depression is valid. Like, I've got my reasons for it, you know? I've gone through a lot in my life. I've lost a lot in my life. It's, I'm not going to go into this because I know the internet. I've been on the internet for a long time. People like to compare things, you know? Like, this is a very vapid example. But if you've watched Steven Universe, you know how, this is a spoiler, but like if Blue Diamond came back and she used her emotional powers, and Lapis was just like, I felt worse, and everyone was like, oh, that's such a good line, because yeah, that's right, and like there was only a small amount of people who was like, wait, that's not really a great message to send to kids. That's really not. Because now you're just teaching them it's okay to compare depression as long as somebody's kind of mean. Like, I've seen someone say directly to me, "Oh, Lapis suffered years of being trapped," you know, and yeah, I get that, but also it's not like Blue didn't do shit. It's not like Blue didn't go through anything. She lost like the equivalent of a daughter or a sister. Yeah, personal loss of a family member is fucking hard to go through. Even if Pink Diamond was just a friend, like that's still really hard. You can't compare the two, and I hated that message. But that's why I won't get into reasons for my own depression on the internet, because I know people like to compare. Oh, people have it worse. Well, suck it. Anyway, sorry, I'm mixing some mediums and something. Yeah, I don't, but I've had my own reasons for my depression that are, there's ping on me, that are just as valid as the next guy's, right? But, like, a big trigger for me to feel worse is just staying inside. And if I'm staying inside, it's doing nothing. If I, like, the winter break was a few weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks, almost a month. Couldn't do it. I couldn't stay inside and be happy. I found myself crying up until like a week after school started again. That's why I just won't be giving up. Essentially, that's why for now commissions are just gonna be closed. Like when I know I can have enough time to do it, not over exert myself, especially when it comes to all the other work I have to do, then yeah, I'll definitely do it. But also, I've like opened commissions tons of times, and I've gotten one here and one there, and that's great. But I kind of want to make a living off my art. That's why I'm going to school. If I wasn't going to school and I wanted to make a living, I would have just like, if I didn't want to go to school and make a living off my art, then I would have just been trying to live off commissions. And here's where I'm going to get into the big heavy topic that people have known me for on Tumblr, right before up to when I left. And I've gotten into arguments with people about it, and I don't care. So, I joined Tumblr in, I don't know, 2011? Yeah, I was kind of out of high school. 2011, 2012, right? I learned about it as a place for artists. I learned about it as somewhere that artists go to post artsy things and aesthetically things, and I was like, that's my jam, because I had been on DeviantArt for such a long portion of my life. This needs to be softer. I've been on DeviantArt for such a long portion of my life, and I was just looking for another social media place like that. But what I learned over the years is Tumblr doesn't care really much about artists. This is a bad brush. Tumblr, like, feel that the residents of Tumblr feel very entitled to things. Excuse me, they feel very entitled to your work. They feel entitled to you as a person. They feel entitled to your business. They feel entitled. It's an entitlement complex. I don't know where people get it from, but they feel entitled, and they also feel entitled not to pay you. So one thing, like the dynamic of the site is you can like things, but in order to get the word out of something, you hear somebody say signal boost this, which essentially means, or you blog this, which is the site's main function of sharing content and such, right? It's the that's the site's main way of doing that. And you know, I feel like even the CEO of Tumblr would agree, like, yeah, that's the function of it, or David Karp, or whatever. Yep, like, we made it like that. That's the site's main share function. So in order to get an artist's work out, people will say, please help reblog this. So at least somebody else, if you don't buy anything, that's fine. Or if you don't want to commission me, that's fine. Please help share this so other people can. Right? And people feel insulted by this. They feel like you're making them feel obligated to do something for you. And it's kind of horrible. Like, you just want people to share things, right? Like, I don't know how to make, it's like that picture, I don't know how to make you care about other people, but for a lot of people, especially on Tumblr, they're trying to get their start. It's a new generation, that's how people do it. Some people get their start on Twitter, some people do this, do that, do that. People are just trying all over the place, right? They're just trying to do what they can to do what they want to do in their life. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you'd like honestly think that there was, the way that people are so against just helping each other. Like, reblogging is free. I don't know why this is an issue. It's a non-issue, but it's treated as if it's one. No. Please reblog this. Oh, I don't have to do that. And I actually saw people say artists feel so entitled. The artist community is so stupid. You know, they always want this, and that when their art isn't even that good. It's like, okay, but you'll reblog a meme? Like, I got in trouble with people I thought were really good friends because I wrote one day, oh, you guys, like, not even to anyone in specific, mind you. I was up in the middle of the night, and I was just like, oh, you guys will reblog a meme faster at 3 in the morning than you would a commission post in the middle of the day, which I still completely stand by. Like, what? 100% stand by that. You know, what I got was, oh, you know, the exact words this person said to me was, you won't get new followers if you act like that. Like, I was never in it for the new followers. I was in it to get my art reblogged. I was in it to get my commission sheet reblogged. And so what, you felt upset because I voiced my opinion on something I'm trying to make my livelihood? Are you really my friend? Like, there's a lot to unpack in a reaction like that. So, like, I definitely capitalized on the fact that I was now fully understanding the dynamic of people on Tumblr. Not the dynamic, but the mindset. We want art, but we don't want to pay for it or do the work. Or we don't want to help the people also do the work around it, you know? We don't want to help, but we want to see those good fandom posts. We want to see those good meme arts. You know? So I just eventually took my leave. I'm tired of that site. I'm so tired of that mentality, and I left to Instagram, which, like, it's got its own really buggy algorithm, but it's so much better if you're looking for what I'm looking for, which is, like, just helping yourself. You know, if you want more attention on the site, you can just advertise yourself. You can pay $1 and they'll advertise you to a certain amount of people, and that's it. No, it's not cheating. No, it's not buying followers. You're just buying ads. And what's the problem with that? People, they're forced onto people's news feeds anyway, you know? So, like, at that point, you're just playing the game, and nobody's going to be like, you don't have to ask anybody to share it. Now it's taken out of your hands. Don't worry about it. I'll share my own stuff. And in my and with my mouth, I would even say, you know, I'll share my own stuff because I know I couldn't count on you to. Well, that's just because I can be seen as a mean person sometimes. I wouldn't be so mean if that's not the environment that we were given. But you know, I'm always wrong. So on top of that, where I've been at school. I've also, like, been going through some family stuff. You know, my father had a stroke. My mother is elderly, and I'm actually trying very hard to be her. What is it? I'm trying very hard to be her home health aide while I'm going to school, so I can have a paycheck, because, you know, I couldn't make that good money. No one would share my art. But I'm not even trying to make good money. Like, my mom, I'm always home, I'm helping my parents. Why not make the money off of it? Or, like, why not just get monetarily compensated? I'm already there. You know? That's some good feeds. Look at these feeds. Yeah, so that's what I've been up to. So to recap, I have some stuff going at home, been at school, can't open commissions, gotta close the Patreon. Follow me on Instagram. And you know what? If you support the arts, if you support artists, how about, instead of just saying that, just do it. Reblog their stuff. Share their stuff. Share it with your friends or family. Just share it idly. It's like, share it. What do you got to lose, huh? If you're losing followers, like, do you really want them there if they can't take some non-catered content? You know, some people pay for cable. Still gotta get ads. It's not even an ad if you're, like, doing it yourself. So, yeah, I'm gonna turn my music back on and keep painting. And I just wanted to let you guys in on that.